Confessions number 32 of the Bastards Council podcast. Motherfuckers, welcome. And that is 23 backwards, Vin.
You see?
Again, it eludes you.
Doesn't elude me.
Oh, it eludes you. You didn't know this.
Never said lock him up.
You didn't say lock him
Never
up,
said lock him
but
up.
it eluded you.
And
That was so nice, Jono. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think it was different than the
so
usual.
nice. Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Welcome to the
fucking
Bastards
impress me.
Council's paw.
You didn't Shania Twain me, all right?
I didn't.
Didn't press me much, okay?
I
Oh,
just realized that, we don't change our shirts ever.
that's a good
You know,
point.
there's a whole week.
There's
in
two
between,
things about
so
us, man.
That's what I
Suck
say.
it, swash.
No,
So-
I mean on the never mind. Not that way. Now you
Shave your eyebrows.
your fucking eyebrows.
So by the time you guys see this, we're gonna be in Wildwood.
We're gonna be partying it fucking up in
Actually,
Wildwood.
When they see this,
It will be in Wildwood.
Yes.
no, we'll be driving back.
From Wildwood.
Yeah.
Something like that.
No, we will.
We
Yeah,
would have.
sure.
Okay, let's put
Well,
this way.
all right,
We
when
would
you-
have just had the fucking time of our lives
There we go.
in fucking Wildwood.
Right, there
Yes.
we go.
Wildwood.
And we're gonna attempt to do something while we're in Wildwood, or at least something different.
Something different.
And you guys will get to see it.
We can't promise. We're gonna promise you a video, but it's gonna potentially not be in the format you're used to, and you better fucking get in line
And watch
Better
it
get in line.
and listen to it.
and fucking send that shit to everyone you know.
Right, Ivy?
Yeah, man. It's going to be a different format.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be
Yeah, man.
great.
It's formatted.
Anyways.
It's going to be...
reformatted,
Anyway,
man.
back to your regularly scheduled.
Yeah, I
will
guess
be-
I guess we could talk about that a little bit
It will
later,
be
but-
formatted
Hey, I-
differently, you know?
How does ball smell?
So
Did you make us do that so
Missionary
you could
fucking-
Oh,
talk?
I just thought of that now.
All right, so I wanted to talk about
Yeah.
universal basic income while he
Oh.
sniffs his microphone. UBI. You ask.
IBU.
Thank you. You ask what the fuck that is. All right, let me explain. So people like Elon Musk and people like other CEOs, they're pushing this thing called universal basic income because of automation, as I've spoken about before at great length with these assholes,
Yes.
bastards, right? Watch the automation, you'll understand it. It's what was it, like 27, 26,
Yeah,
something like that. Automation, that's what it's called. Go watch that podcast.
Very good.
Because automation is going to take a lot of jobs, the CEOs are really pushing for universal basic income because once all these people are out of jobs, how are they going to make money? So they're
Is this communism?
pretty much almost. So Elon Musk is a big proponent of this, saying that he would like to have the government start thinking about giving a UBI, or universal basic income, to everybody who's going to lose a job because automation is definitely going to take away jobs. Now, why are CEOs pushing for this? Because they want automation in, so
Right.
that they don't have to pay people, make more money. Now,
they save money, but wouldn't they be paying a little more taxes for the population to receive this basic income?
possibly, but they're probably not thinking about it. I don't know. But what do you think of, besides that, what consequences do you think could be possible, consequences or positives from the government just giving you your paycheck every month?
So
For
so
doing
it's
what?
Just living.
just living.
That's pretty cool.
Well, it's like welfare.
Yeah, it's like welfare.
Yeah.
But now
Except
everyone gets
everybody
it.
is getting welfare.
Everyone who,
now.
anyone under an engineer and down.
Yeah, there's no, like right now, like you get welfare because whatever, can't work or whatever, and some people will even go as far as trying to fuck the system so they can't work and receive welfare. Well, there won't be a need to fuck the system because, well, everybody's gonna get welfare.
But that's
because
like perfect communism is what you're talking about.
Why is it perfect?
yes and no. It's actually
Oh, if it really is, if it comes down to that they really don't need us anymore.
no, but
then okay, so how do you
it's actually
make
a
a society work?
It's actually a two-part society because, like Vin said, you're gonna have all these basic jobs that are
All
gone.
those pricks are gonna make more money than me though.
Yes, but listen.
How does that
Listen,
fair?
It's not just that. It's not just that. So, like let's say cutting your hair is going to be done by a robot. Like all these machines are taking away all the jobs.
Yeah.
The jobs that will exist are going to be engineers
And above,
programmers
really
and
high
above.
IQ jobs.
Yeah, basically. So that's why you're going to have a two-class system of welfare or universal basic income and
People who own companies.
yeah.
And this sounds really cool, getting all this money. Everyone gets the same amount of money on paper, like, you know, some communism does. But can you think of any consequences or positives with that scenario? Which is it's a possibility. It's not just a theory, it's a possibility.
You asking me?
Yeah,
Well,
both of you.
anyone.
I think it's great, man.
So you think it's great?
Give me a positive about it.
Dude, I think like if all the work we do is replaced by a machine, it gives human time to focus on other things.
like living,
Which I think
and
as well.
chilling, right?
Sure.
Well, not just living and chilling. I think it's, let's say like all machines are taking care of 80% of the job, then a bunch of us will be jobless. But at first it's gonna be fucked up. But I think we're gonna focus our time into something else, which will make things greater. Like if you were asking me for the podcast, you know, like you did it like 32 times. There's an algorithm. It knows exactly how you do it. You know what? Once you're done, you press record, wake up tomorrow morning, and it's done.
That's basically
So-
automation.
I'm 100% for it. So then I'll have more time to do other things.
Okay, any positives from you?
Well, yeah, like I said, like that, like perfect communism kind of thing. But then it's not. It's always gonna piss someone off because there's gonna be somebody making more. You know, it'd be really cool if everybody gets the same fucking allowance and you do what you can with that. You know,
No,
what
can I
No.
explain why that
You
can't
see-
work?
You
Why
see,
not?
no, you see, I think a thing like socialism or communism, it works.
I only mean strictly by salary right
no,
now.
Yeah,
but it
The salary
works
part of
with a certain
communism.
species, just not our species.
I don't. It
That's
can't.
what I mean,
Okay.
like,
You
you
know
still
why it
wanna
works
feel
with a
like-
certain species?
They don't have greed. They don't have
No,
envy.
No, the species of like ants. You have the queen bee, and then all the ants work together. Humans are not like this.
No.
At least in my opinion.
Also, in the way that everything is set up for us to need money, runs on supply and demand. Okay, and it works with really high expensive things can only be bought by a small percentage of people. Why? Because they have more money than everybody else. If everyone has the same amount of money, commodity prices are going to shoot up because everyone wants the same things.
No, but people will do
It's
other
not-
things to
Yeah,
make more
naturally,
money.
Pricing
Yeah.
changes also. At the
But
same
no,
time.
not naturally pricing changes also. If everyone has the same amount of money, commodity prices will go up.
No,
Yeah,
dude.
this-
I'll make the basic salary. Then if I want to make candles and sell candles to the world, I can make more money. But you know, like there's other. I'm saying candles, but some things won't be made automatically by everything. Like we at first it's gonna be chaos, but will we evolve to something else? I think
Fuck
human will
no,
be used
man.
for
Fuck
something else.
no.
I don't know. I think
Okay,
totally couldn't
suppose
work.
suppose
It
we
could
all
work.
have the same amount of money.
Yes.
And we have this one bottle that we all want.
Yeah.
Now what?
There's gonna be 4 bottles.
No.
Because those machines are faster than us.
It doesn't matter. You
Yes.
still have to get the resource from somewhere.
I want. You see, like the question. That's the con. If it's one
Yes.
bottle, but if there's,
Okay.
It doesn't
Still,
matter.
Doesn't matter.
you know, like
If
that.
everyone has the same amount
Let's
of money.
just say there's this bottle. Now, what's going to happen? The price of this is going to go higher, and the one that's going to buy it is going to be the one that
What
wants it
difference-
the most.
But you see your question change now.
Yeah,
You
but-
said if the 4 of us had the exact same amount of money.
But we
Yeah,
all
and
want
there's
it.
one- yeah, but what difference does it make if it goes up to a place where we can't afford it anymore?
Because then no one gets it, and then you're still left with nothing.
No,
And the ones that are going to get it.
That's the
Yeah,
con.
but then the,
Yes.
and the
You have pros
exactly,
and cons,
and the
that's
ones that
right
are
there.
That's
the
what I'm
ones
trying to
that
say.
are going to get it are probably going to be the engineers.
But if they manage to perfect it,
You can't perfect
Yes.
it. It's all about
exactly.
resources.
That's why communism doesn't
Yeah.
work.
You can't
Exactly.
perfect it. You have to build this out of something, and that requires resources. And those resources, like gold is a finite amount.
This is a trick question, and there's no pros. It's only cons.
Right.
Exactly. And a couple of podcasts.
give me
ago-
some.
A couple of
I
podcasts.
paid for this.
A couple of podcasts ago, when we were talking about the aliens, I remember what we were talking about resources.
Yeah.
And I was saying, you know what's fucking our system? It's that we have a monetary system. And I said, well, it's a discussion for another podcast. But I think what I was trying to say is, in order for like resources for it to work right now, like plastic is made through
Oil.
Oil, exactly. And oil is just a bad resource, and we're gonna run out of it eventually, right?
Yeah, I did think
And
of
when
that.
I said that if we didn't have money, if money did not exist, this is one thing why we would not have oil, because big companies would not exist for the sole purpose of making oil. They would find other ways.
regardless-
that is,
but
wait,
regardless-
hold on.
Yeah.
There's ways like taking the natural earth energy, digging deep, the natural earth energy that just I don't even know what the actual statistic is, but just a small amount can power the entire Earth, like 4 times over or more than that. So imagine you just keep doing this, and it's good for years and years and years.
But regardless,
But because my final point, but because there is no money to be made, this is why we don't do it.
okay,
And
but
because there is money in oil, this is why we're
Forget-
destroying our resources.
forget
on our
about
planet.
oil, because you can remove oil out of the equation. You could take
Anything.
You could take FICA money out of it, and it's
Yeah.
well, before money was a thing, you traded resources.
Yeah.
But those resources were finite. So if you had a gold bar,
Right.
you would trade the value of that gold bar. So that means you have to give like a whole bunch of salt, a whole bunch of animals and shit like that. That's the value of it gone for that gold bar. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's a bit of a barter system. I get it.
Yeah.
But the other,
But guys, like your bottle,
okay.
why would we add less water now than later? Like you're
doesn't matter. Someone
No,
has to
but
package
dude,
this.
it's assuming that we will be consuming more. Like, what's the difference if it's made by a robot or by us?
Because
We're still gonna be drinking the same amount of water.
plastic, the container for
I know, but what was it? Plastic, the oil for the plastic, if it's made by a robot or by a human, the resources are not gonna dissolve.
This isn't a
It's not
discussion
quicker
about
with the
automation.
robots.
This is a
Yeah.
discussion.
But that's what
about
I'm saying. You say like,
This-
if there's one bottle, but in the future, if humans are doing those bottle water, it's still gonna only be one bottle. So what's the difference?
But you,
The
you have a
resources
point.
amount is gonna stay
You
stay
have
the
a
same.
point. However, in the future, if there was no universal basic income and there was still jobs, the people with more money would be able to buy it. There's someone who would be
It's
able
still
to
gonna
afford
be
it.
there.
And the commodity prices would stay stagnant because the people with more money wouldn't be going to Tim Hortons
Like
every day.
I'm very optimistic when it comes to this, and because what I'm thinking is like a bit what I was saying before, is if the humans don't need to focus on something else, then we should use that at our advantage. So all that 40 hours a human we have, we can maybe do something else to make things better and to just
But what
work
would-
into
what would
something
we
else.
do better?
I cannot say right
you know
now.
what?
I cannot say
there's a
right now, but
saying
we
from
will
the
figure
gym,
something out.
There's a famous bodybuilder who said this. He's like, you know, I get all the time that, you know, if I had, you know, if I didn't have to work, I can be as big and strong as you are. And then he straight up just said, no. If you didn't have to work, you'd be at home fucking playing video games, eating all your food because you're still fucking lazy. The reason you're weak
Oh yeah, I
is
read
because
that
you're weak.
recently. Actually,
Some people would.
And
That's
it's the
for
same
sure.
thing.
Some
Whether
people
we're
would
working
abuse
or
that.
whether we have to work or a machine replaces us for work, you'd be doing the same thing. You're just limited by your own, like, you have no motivation to do it. You're procrastinating. You feel you have. There's a whole bunch of reasons why someone doesn't do something. Regardless of with the money thing, we do have an economy based on supply
Yeah.
and demand. Now, if everyone has the same amount of money, it's the same demand.
Yeah, but
people with different amounts of money can have a demand for it. Nobody would be able to afford a Ferrari then.
But let's say we all do $1,000 a week. I'm just saying, like, a
Yeah,
number.
throw a
I'm
number
just saying
out,
a number, a round number. So if someone wants to make more money, don't you believe human will figure something else to do so
Yeah,
more
like, let's
incomes
say
will
now they're
come
giving these
for that
basic
$1,000? Out of your
Are there gonna
$1,000,
be
maybe you will give
opportunities?
$200 to other people that are doing more. I think it will come to that.
No,
Yeah,
no, I don't
that's
think so
what
at
I
all.
wanna
Because
know.
how are they supposed to
Fuck
separate
your
the classes?
automation. Going back to UBI.
Yeah, yeah.
To that, in this thing, that if we're saying like there's a base salary right off, that's
Yeah.
what, okay, or an allowance, let's call it, because that guy's clearly not working for it. He's existing for it.
right.
Do these people have the option to do more, to
Sure,
make more?
but
Of
we
course.
all know that to do more, you need to have money to make it bigger. You need to have an investment
But
amount.
I'm sure that
gonna
if
be
you
held
know how to
down by not
manage
having
that
enough.
allowance they're
Yeah.
giving you, I'm sure if you obey their system, you can get to that second.
Exactly.
think so?
Everybody would want
No,
to
no,
start
no.
a
Now is
company
it gonna be?
Yeah, but
to make more money.
I'm not saying I would be down with it, but I can see it working.
Yeah,
if
me
you
too.
have no choice and that's the new system, your ass is gonna get used to that.
Yeah,
But
Okay,
what's the
make it
difference between this and like?
Well,
like
we
we can
communism.
focus
Yeah.
into something
The
else.
difference
If
with
all the
communism, they don't have to do that right now, but it can get
Yeah,
to a point if they
exactly.
feed enough machines in all the industries. Then what the hell are we good for?
If-
Not that much anymore. So how are we gonna do something?
Exactly. If all
you
the
know?
robots are doing this or doing this, then we can focus on doing other shit. That's how I think ultimately it would be a good thing. But at first, it would be chaos because we're all gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
We have to survive that chaos,
Exactly.
and it
There,
won't happen.
there will be a time frame where it's gonna be fucked up. But I think
And there'll be a black market you can still play with. I promise
But
you.
you don't have the
100%.
money to pay for it because everyone else has the same amount of money that they want that product.
Yeah,
Who
but
do you
then
decide you sell it
But
to?
then it depends.
No,
what
but
you,
eventually, not everybody has the exact same money
yes,
anymore.
because you're getting the
No.
same amount.
Yeah, but
every
everybody
2
spends
weeks.
their fucking money
because
differently.
someone out of their $1,000 will spend 500 on drugs. I wouldn't spend 0 on drugs, so I'll have more money. So maybe I can do more shit.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put it this way. all right?
Bartering with your
Let's
money.
forget
Exactly.
about drugs. Forget about
I'm just saying,
commodities.
it was-
It could
housing,
work.
housing. All right.
Yeah.
You want a specific place.
Yes.
You
Not
won't be
all
able to.
places are the same price.
Yes.
That means that there's not enough places to fit everybody in. And now, how are you supposed to do that?
But let's say like okay,
They're gonna that
at the
raises
point where
prices.
everyone's doing the same income. Let's say everyone's got the same 4 squares. If you don't do
Yeah, but
anything
that
of your
means
life, you
how
get the
many-
same square.
Yeah, but
4
how
square.
how many fucking houses do they have to demolish and rebuild after?
Me,
I
I
don't know,
believe
you
it
can
would come
decide
to the
be
same.
playing fucking clubs.
No.
And
Exactly.
stuff. And because it's all machines, there's still things.
Forget about the machines.
Forget about machines. Forget
We're
about
talking
machines.
about everyone making the
Houses.
same amount of
Okay?
money.
Yeah,
just
but you can
housing
still,
is a
there's
problem.
avenues to make that extra money
Yeah,
if you
But
want to
it's
get
not
your
fucking
ass.
Exactly.
easy. It's not fucking
How do you know
easy.
that?
I know,
Because
but
it
we
isn't
will
easy
figure
for us to
something
get
else.
big. Imagine
So
if we're
it's
not.
gonna be the same
We
fucking
will figure
thing,
something out,
basically.
man.
And it'll be fucking almost impossible to build a business up to that level because you're already starting from the complete bottom.
Yeah.
Your universal basic income and this guy's making $25 billion a year instead
How
of
many of those guys are there?
everybody who's a CEO now.
How about even the engineers? They might not be making 25 million, but they're gonna have a lot more money. And if you just have, let's say, 1,000, okay?
Yeah, but an engineer has more money today anyway.
Think about
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
There's
now
a-
it's gonna
they'll
be a
have
huge
more money
difference.
than also.
It goes
Do you
like
think you're gonna-
this.
do you think you're gonna have the same amount of money with a basic income? No, we're all most
Well,
of
I
us are
don't
gonna
think I
drop.
would accept the basic income. I would make sure that I would do something
Okay,
somewhere.
how many
somehow.
people who
Yeah,
make
you
the
have
same
I don't know,
time.
but I would like
Wait,
to think
Armin.
that if that opportunity is not there, then what you're saying will never happen.
No, it will.
You know-
and I'm gonna tell you why.
No, people are fucking
you own-
savages.
you
They'll
own a
murder
ju-
the CEOs. It's not gonna happen,
You own
trust
a
me.
jewelry business, right? Now,
Yeah.
if everyone's making the same amount of money, we both know they're not gonna give their limited income to buying jewelry.
100%.
Why not?
So you're going out of business.
I'm gonna have to fucking adapt.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why not?
No,
It's limited money.
no.
You're not making any more than that.
It's like telling me today, like Ivy, when you go home, usually you do the dishes, you clean your clothes, you fold. It's like going home and all of that is done. We already do that. You know, it's.
Forget about the job.
No,
We're
I'm just
talking
saying.
about
I'm just
the
saying. So I
money.
get home and I have fuck all to do. So I will invest my time into something else.
Investing time is not investing money, and we all
It always comes down to that.
No,
we
it
will
isn't.
adapt, man.
No, it won't, dude.
It won't.
We have more money than other people collectively. If we take another 4 guys who work a minimum wage, we all make more money than them, and we have trouble getting stuff up the ground, and we invest money into it.
Yeah, but
And
that's
we need
because
to
we
invest
spend
more
more.
money. Now, if we all have the same amount, limited, so you can live a universal basic,
Yeah,
not
basic.
comfortable, basic,
Basic.
for what you
For
need
sure.
to live.
So then, what you do with your time? You want to be higher than the basic, right?
But
so
everyone's doing it at the same time.
not
Try-
everyone will do it.
But how are you going to even put money when the only money that you have is the money to buy food and the money to either pay rent?
You think North American civilization is gonna accept no opportunity?
But the thing is,
yeah.
you're
There's
thinking of it
the
as
younger
happening right away.
There's a lot of people right now, the younger generation want
They want it.
equality.
Yeah.
They're talking about like equalness and they're for this.
Yeah, let's say even
And
if it
I don't
does
get it.
happen, it'll happen for like a year and a
No,
half.
because you're thinking of it as happening like this. It's gonna be a slow
Yeah, it's gonna take a long
progression
time.
where the smallest jobs get automated, then the rest of them, then the rest of them. By the time we know it, we need universal basic income. And why do you think? Question: why is it only CEOs who
How
are?
far is this?
Well, look, Armin, look
30,
at what
40
happened.
years?
Guys, look at what happened. Okay, I'll give like you might say the first wave of this happening.
Yeah.
In Michigan. Michigan was a big
Motor City, right?
yeah,
Cars.
it was yeah, all the cars. When they started automating and they said we're also going to take this now to Mexico. What happened? These towns that were like Detroit is one of them. Flint, Michigan, all of these towns, all of a
Rich,
sudden
man.
they were rich.
Yeah.
And they go on welfare.
Now,
What happens? These were hardworking people and everything. Majority of them are still stuck in this. You might say
Baseline.
welfare, and
This basic line.
and it's a shitty town now.
now, why is it only CEOs and people who have no money who want that? Why CEOs? They make lots of money. Why would they want people to just get money? Because it helps them not having to hire people.
Yeah, but all the money they'll be saving because...
What are they saying?
They're
Ask
not
those people in Flint, Michigan that got welfare.
But no, but if they want to automate everything, because at the end of the day, they're going to be saving money
And they're
on...
not, that's not going to
This
drop
can't be
prices. They're
as
just going to
little
take
as
that
welfare,
money.
What they'll be offering
Oh,
can't
it's
work that
basic.
way.
It's basic. It doesn't
And
matter what
even-
you get.
Armin,
You know how
even-
long it's going
even-
to take to condition
Hey,
a
but-
human to accept that?
Yeah.
It's not going to be in 30 years.
You know what happens, Armin? Okay, you know
We
what
are
happens?
not going to be
When
around.
there's-
We have nothing to worry about.
When there's a change of system, it's not the old people that are for these things. It's always the younger generation, right? Like when communists, let's say, first came to Cuba, it wasn't like the people were against communism. No, the youth really wanted that. Think about the Nazis in Germany. It was the youth. The older ones were like, I don't know about this.
He's got a point.
You know, so it's like that's why we say, oh well, maybe it could work, but you know,
You see?
we're not. It's not going to happen. But the youth is saying yes,
But
they would like this
the
idea.
Nazi thing didn't work out.
It didn't. This
But
won't
you
work
had to
out
get the
either.
whole
I don't
world to
think
stop
this will
them.
work. Yes, and this too.
But this one is a global thing
Yeah,
where
this is a
almost a
global
lot of countries
phenomenon.
want to do that, and CEOs scan the
yeah,
globe.
but the people eventually, hope.
But
And
it's-
if
what I'm
you're
telling
talking
you is-
about the people being conditioned enough to be okay with that,
It's not even being.
It's gonna take a
conditioned.
long.
I want to
fucking
bring
time.
up something a little political because with the last American election, the big thing was jobs going to Mexico. I actually don't believe the jobs going to Mexico hurt them. Oh, it did hurt them, but not as much as what's happening right now in like Detroit, like you mentioned. It's automation.
It's all automation.
And no one has been discussing this because they keep thinking that jobs are going elsewhere. The jobs aren't going elsewhere; they're just disappearing because automation is taking the jobs.
Yeah,
and now that 30, 40 years that I quoted before, the latter end, the 30, 40 years, is for jobs that like your upper middle class have. Jobs like mine or video game tester, that's going in maybe 10, 15 years if I'm fucking lucky. And then by that point, I can't even retrain for anything. I have to go back to school, and by the time I'm finished school, that job is being automated. I was thinking about going to do a trade, and then I realized, fuck, that trade might be in 10 years automated. And all people, like Elon Musk is adamant that this is what's going to be. He's saying, be careful about AI, but automation is the future. This is how we built the Tesla, automated. You know, that is the greatest threat to our lives right now in working is automation. We discussed this before.
And it comes back to what you know. If we didn't have money, if the money system didn't work, this is another podcast. But let's just think of something. Back when money didn't exist, when man created, invented, or discovered fire, what did he do? He didn't sell fire. He showed it to his buddy. Basically, that's what they did, and it spread. Oh, look, we can cook meat now. When the wheel was invented, they didn't sell wheels. They showed how you make a wheel. So inventions were done, and people, this is how we advanced as civilizations. Nowadays, inventions, we have to buy them. And we buy them, we consume them, and things are expensive. But imagine like a phone. A phone doesn't cost much, right, to make.
But wait. I know.
But it's sold a lot. But imagine if we can just procure these little parts that don't cost much. Like, hey, I'll give you like 4 bottles of water for that little transistor.
It's still money versus
But
money.
we
It's
make it
bartering.
ourselves.
I know, but it's resource versus resource. And the
Ah,
thing
I
with
get it.
learning fire or even just like making a wheel, you needed to get the resources yourself to
but
make
we
them.
did, and that's the thing. We
Right.
always got our resources. Humankind was always
It's impossible
surviving.
for us to go and procure the resources to build a cell phone. We do not have those resources. Even if we learn the skill, we need machines and shit. And regardless, that we were still trading stuff. Even if it does go to trading, it's not the same thing. We're still all left with we all have phones. There's no point in trading because we all have phones.
I don't know, man. I see it as a big reset. You know, let's say we all make $1,000 a week. Then people's gonna want to have food. We're all gonna get X amount of money, so we gotta buy X amount of food.
Yes.
So then, like, automation will make some food somehow, I guess. But then people will get into the food industry and start to make more money. And then transportation is gonna change. So then some people's gonna
You can't-
specialize in that,
nothing
and then it's gonna
exponential-
happen.
but
And then it's just gonna evolve into something
nothing
else.
exponentially
Then maybe
grows.
automation is gonna catch up to that, but there's always something else.
Nothing exponentially grows infinitely. It collapses
I don't know.
because you cannot you can't make things that are running out. You can keep growing them, but there's a
Dude,
point
I'm
where you
telling
can't
you,
grow more.
If we all make 1,000 a week, I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna make something.
Well,
you and
if
you're
we all
gonna
make,
want.
okay, drop the.
You're all
think-
gonna want it, and I'll make more money
But
than you
Ivy,
guys.
drop that price now.
Then
You think
maybe you'll work for
$1,000 a week for you is really good? Drop it to $100 a week.
Well, I'm assuming here that the universal base income
I know, but
will be something.
drop
that,
it to $100 a week.
living and eating.
Exactly.
Okay, but why?
That's
okay,
it.
But,
Maybe a movie.
but wait.
Not even.
Drop it to
Movie a week?
$100 a week. That's $400 a month. What do you think about that?
I don't think that's.
No,
and,
but
and-
that's-
and things are still priced like they are today.
But
Forget about
exactly because if you get even if you make $4,000 a month, the prices of those things won't stay the same. They're gonna go up.
No, well, here I'm assuming that
That's
the
what-
basic
that's what
income
I'm
will be
saying. Everything
something.
will be relative, right?
No,
if
it's
they can-
not.
like-
It's not going to be relative because it's still the law of supply and demand
Then
and
it should-
inflation.
Exactly.
There'll have to be
And
opportunity
inflation.
out there because how the hell are people gonna accept that?
And they won't, and that's why I'm saying do not go for UBI.
It's not
do
gonna
not
happen.
want jobs to be taken by automation. I don't know why anybody my age or younger would think it's a fucking amazing idea that the government's just gonna give you money. And when you don't fucking understand how the economy works, that's fucking stupid. Nothing is gonna be good with that. We have to work. That's just the way it is. If you don't like it, go live out on a fucking farm and grow
No.
food 365
Get with the
days
times.
a year.
Eventually,
There
it'll be
isn't-
machines. That's how it's going.
But
that's
why-
the future, and we're gonna adapt. I'm with that guy on that.
There's gonna be no one's gonna stand for it. How do you
Well,
stop that?
guys, like, I
no
mean-
one's gonna stand for
Because
that.
that's it. So
You
something
can't-
else is gonna happen.
I think
Nothing-
we're gonna evolve, man. I think we have to focus on what's gonna benefit us on our ends and don't end us. You know, like I mean, if this happens
Not
for a
an
reason,
ending.
it's gonna give
It's
us
just
time for other things.
Everything that we need money for is gonna be too expensive to own because
I don't know,
everyone
man.
has the same amount of money.
I just focusing that it's gonna be
I don't
good
know,
for
that
us.
is not like that's exactly communism. What you're saying.
The only difference is that you still have people that will have a lot of money.
Yeah.
They're gonna be people
And
higher
they
than
will
us.
continue to keep making money.
and it didn't work.
And do you
this
think?
won't work either.
And what happens to communist countries when they fall?
It's gonna fall. This thing.
Yeah,
what
but what
happens
happens to them
to
when they
them?
fall?
Man, it's
What
just-
happens to communist countries that have fallen?
Yeah, but this will be a global fall down. It
Yeah,
won't be like
that's-
I fell
that's-
and you're still
Right.
sitting
Yeah.
here.
That's
even worse.
appealing to you.
Yeah, it's actually very appealing. That
A
means, like,
global economy collapse. Are you crazy? That's almost what happened in 2008.
Don't put word in
not-
his mouth. He didn't say that.
He said that the whole globe.
Yeah.
no, it is gonna be global, right?
Right.
It has to be.
The
It
collapse
has
is
But
going
it's the collapse of something that's supposed to collapse. So it's
No,
not a bad
because
thing.
because then it's complete total meltdown for everybody.
Imagine like what Misha, we know Misha, right? And he said like, yeah, they left during the communism or as communism fell. He says like Russia now is not like it used to be,
They're gonna-
and everybody is like fighting for each other and not for, no. Before people used to help each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's issues with communism, but now when it fell, it's no longer what it used to be, and that's how it's going to be here. Everybody's going to be, the system. We're going to feel the effects of this collapse for years
Very many years.
and years to come. It's not going to be a good place.
Well, I can assure you one thing: by the time this shit happens, you're not gonna be alive.
No,
I don't know about
man.
that.
It's exponential growth for
man.
technology.
It might happen when we're
You're
old.
saying in 30 years people are gonna be dumb enough to accept
At the
this?
end, it's not dumb enough to accept it. It happens slowly over time, and it's like you put yourself in hot water,
Yeah,
in
but
warm
it
water.
won't be, the
Armin.
machines will be there.
Armin.
But I don't believe this communist
You
system. will
put
be the one
yourself
that's
in
gonna
warm
be-
water, but I turn the heat up very slowly over the course of a day. You're in that tub the entire time. By the end of it, you're burnt as fuck. You don't realize what happened.
Yeah,
It's the way it's
It's like the
always
frog-
been.
Yeah, it's the frog thing.
It'll be something else.
Like Hitler. Hitler wasn't brought in
It
and then he
will
took everything
be
down. He
something
brought it
else.
up like that. It won't. What?
I don't think it'll end up being this.
I
communism
think.
way.
I think
It all
totally
depends
will
of
be.
what the basic is.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what the
Yeah,
basic
no, I did-
is.
no, at the
I
end of
can
the day,
give
it
you
doesn't
100.
matter.
I know it
4,000,
doesn't
it's the
matter, and
same
then
thing.
you reach my point because if I have this water, I was telling you, well, I make some water, it's better, but it's a bit more expensive.
No, we
Buy
won't.
it.
Because it's basic income. We're gonna be like, you know what?
I know.
can't afford this. I'm gonna just take this.
What
water.
if with my $1,000 I decide I want to open a water industry?
But then you have
How?
no money
Make
to
it better.
live.
To eat.
Yeah, but how did people make it today?
You
They
had
were
to
not all
borrow
rich at
money.
first. Not at all.
Yes.
No,
That's what I said before.
capitalism.
It's a big reset.
Capitalism.
Yeah, but guys, people that make it, that made it, at first were all not rich.
Yes.
They started small and they
Armin,
become
Ivy,
bigger.
they get investments from other people. They borrow money.
Exactly.
But who are you gonna borrow money from?
What if a group of people want to invest in us? It's a big reset.
No,
man.
they're gonna take your idea and do it themselves.
You have
Because they
100% of a
It's
company.
exactly what's going on today. That's what I'm saying. It's a big reset,
Armin,
man. Same
Ivan,
thing
you
can
have
happen.
100% of a company. When you get money from other people, you sell off a percentage. If you get $1 from somebody, you get either 1%, depending on how much you want. The more people come in, the less percentage you have. So even if that business does grow, you have 1,000 people that now need to take a cut. You're still not making money.
Okay, so whatever I do, okay, wait a minute, guys, wait a minute. This argument has changed. So whatever I do and how successful I am, I'm still just getting $1,000 a week.
Yes.
Well, fuck this shit.
Yeah, that's
fuck
fucking
this shit. Then fuck this shit.
Right, because that's the way you have to borrow money for that to work.
Wow.
And when you borrow money, you give a percentage of something or whatever. You
Jesus
make a deal.
Christ! If I make $1,000 owning a business
But
and
you're
you
thinking,
or plays PlayStation,
you think
I'm playing
$1,000
PlayStation and I'll
the
be
reason-
lazy.
The reason that you make the money you do, it follows inflation, right? The commodities got more expensive, so you need to get paid more. Because you got paid more, the commodities got more expensive.
dude, if
it
what
could be
if-
$100, it could be $100,000. It doesn't matter.
So if
It's
that's the
same
case,
thing.
people will get lazy and nothing's gonna
No,
happen.
it's not about getting lazy. It just you won't be able
Wow.
to do anything except
I
live.
think-
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, if you have ambition, it's pointless because it's either not pointless. It's still good to have ambition and do something of your life more than just
If everyone's
doing
on
nothing.
the same line, nobody goes up.
I know, but you
can't-
can still have ambition. But if you still make $1,000 a week, whatever you do, then understand why it's gonna
Tank.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
but like I said, it could be $100,000.
I didn't get that at
It
first.
could be
I didn't get that at first.
$100,000 a week. The commodities will be priced for that and then go higher because everyone has the same amount of money. Not everyone can afford things at like the middle class. All right.
Yeah.
You have they make bigger cars that they make smaller amounts of because more people with more money will buy them. But the cars that they make the money off of are the small ones, the ones that more people can afford. But if everyone if everyone has the same amount of money, there's more people. They're only going to be able to make those, and then they're not going to make any. They won't be able to make those cars.
This is appealing to some people.
I know.
And you know what I noticed? Usually, people that want socialism are usually people that already don't have money.
Yes.
Right? And they see a Ferrari and they're like, oh, that's a fucking shithead pig that has it. Like, I see somebody with a Ferrari, I'm like, good for that motherfucker.
Seriously,
whenever I
I
see
give it
someone-
thumbs up.
when I see what
I don't have that guy's money, but good for that
Yeah,
guy.
seriously.
Two things I do when I see a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, an Audi R8. The first two thing is I see the license plate and see if it's rented. If
Right.
it's not rented, it's like I always say, "Fuck, I'd like to have 5 minutes with that guy and see what he does."
Yeah, but I find that people that really don't have much money, they look at it and they're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I want to be equal. But it's...
But I
I feel like, no, man, that's not the way to think about it. I don't know, but that's just
No,
maybe
it's
the way
the
we
way
think.
it is to
I
me.
don't know.
You can't be equal if you want to be able to live. It's impossible because even when there was no money, no housing, you go back 100,000 years,
You should
it
have
wasn't
nothing to worry
equal.
about.
You had to
It's never-
fight.
it's not gonna
Yeah, that's
happen.
another thing. Humans are not equal. I don't care what people say. None of us are equal.
Survival of the fittest
Exactly,
means it
that's-
can't be equal. It's
Exactly.
just the way we're built. All right, and I'm not talking about social equality because yes, treating everyone the same way, depending on their personality, is fine. Because like, if you're an asshole, I'm not gonna treat you like a nice guy that you are. That's just
No, but
impossible.
if there's no option to make money, obviously it's not gonna work.
That's
Because
why-
let's say like people, I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather is the highest paid athlete in the world. If he would be making $1,000 a week, he wouldn't be fighting.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so
It's
that's
not
fucked up
but
then.
It's still not about that.
Well, that's what I'm hearing now. But this is what it is.
There is
kind of
that. There is that,
I
but-
think in order for this whole system to work, it has to be, but it's going to be chaos also when it starts.
For
Is
sure.
completely get rid of money altogether. No one has money. It's the only way to start over.
It'll still be resources.
It'll be resource based.
I think the status quo has to stay the same, where people are not being replaced by fucking machines. Which I guarantee you, I've already fucking said this. There's something big is gonna happen when they all collapse because of a fucking bug. All right,
But he's
humans
right,
Get
though.
tired.
If
Humans
it-
get tired. Humans get lazy. They're not the best, most reliable fucking people. But I can guarantee
You can
you,
replace them.
you
Yeah.
can rely on them to be unreliable.
Yeah.
You can't. Machines, you cannot rely on them to be unreliable or reliable because eventually something in the code, something in the parts that are running it will fail, and
Yeah.
you can't predict it.
If it fucks, it fucks.
I can predict when someone's gonna be late. This guy's been late 4 Mondays in the last 2 months. There's a good chance he's gonna be fucking late today. This machine's been running great for 20 years. Suddenly we run into a bug at 10:01 a.m. because the date was wrong.
Talk about BlackBerry for a second.
Boom.
That's kind of what happened, right? Yeah, no, for sure, man. This
This is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Right.
The universal basic income is one of the worst ideas, and it's
I
only
don't
rich
believe
people
it's
who want
gonna
that.
happen.
Well,
I mean, neither.
anyway, I guess we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah.
No, I think we all agree that we were not fucking cool with that.
Oh no, I'm not cool with it.
I wouldn't be
fucking
cool
cool
with
with
that if it's just
But
whatever
I
you do
mean,
is to get $1,000 a week.
I what I meant by agree to disagree is I am leaning more to the fact that this automation will take over, and then this universal basic income
That
might become
will.
a thing.
No, I'm with you.
But
I think automation will.
when I don't know.
I think 30, 40 years.
But
It's an
the way-
estimate, but
The way we'll adapt to full-on automation,
We'll see.
I sincerely hope is not that shit that you
Yeah,
described right
no,
now.
yeah. I hope.
I
so,
hope they find
either.
as fucking whoever makes like the humans.
We find
the
we have
youth
to
you
find a
wanna
better
call
way.
them,
We have to find a better
They
way.
gotta
basically.
find something else that
I
works.
just asked
to
the people.
coexist.
Ask the people from Michigan how they adapted.
No, they didn't have a fucking. That wasn't global.
No,
that
but-
It
was
doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
global.
It starts small and grows
Yeah,
big.
that's
Yeah,
the
but we're
problem.
talking about when it's gonna get big.
But by the time it's big, there's a whole bunch of people who already been out of work for a very long time, and then universal basic income is gonna come in, and then by that time you're gonna take whatever you can fucking get.
I just
So
hope it doesn't get there, man.
Me too.
That's
So
all.
I see it.
So tell me, John.
So Wildwood.
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 We will be on our way back by the time you guys see this, like we said at the beginning. A cool thing though that would have been cool, and we can do for a future trip, is get a lot of fucking bastards out there and do a party bus like we did when we went to Maiden.
Yes.
Like a few weeks ago. Anyways,
So party bus to Wildwood. We should. Like didn't you take it to Iron
Yes.
Maiden a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. I definitely took the bus to Iron Maiden.
we
And
liked it.
It was amazing. It's a
fucking
limousine,
fun.
but it's a bus. You can stand up in it, which some people hated me for because I didn't stop dancing the entire way back.
I thought you were paid to shake your ass.
I asked for money. Nobody paid.
I tried to climb that pole that was in the center. And
I
it was
went
a major
down
fail.
upside down, man.
I don't know.
video of
My
that.
feet. I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
be
there's
able
a
to-
stripper bowl.
Yeah, there was a stripper pole, and I thought my feet were was gonna be able to like climb it as I like upside down, but like my shoes hit and there's no traction. I was like, yeah, this is a fail.
Yeah, when it comes to a stripper club pole, things you think you can do versus things you do when you try, it's so different.
I needed to be barefoot basically if I wanted to climb that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways.
It looks easy, but it's not.
But it was a lot of fun. Basically, the fact that we can drink, party basically on the bus. Imagine doing that 9-10 hour road trip that we do to Jersey, and we don't have to give a shit We
About who's driving.
About who's driving. We already start the party.
The party starts, yeah.
Like
as
it's
we
like
hit the
'cause,
road.
like we leave the Wednesday night, but imagine the party starts Wednesday night. We do a train at my place, guys. The
You know
bus is
what?
outside. Let's
I
do the
think,
train.
regardless of party bus, I think the party always starts Wednesday night.
It does. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just without
and no matter
alcohol.
what
Well,
bus
alcohol.
or car we're in, while you guys will be watching this, we're pretty depressed in a car ride coming back home.
We are,
Right now.
but regardless of alcohol, no matter what, we're always fucking partying.
That's
Always.
true.
That's
That's
Always.
true. Yeah.
The alcohol, as Jono says, helps. To me, I think it makes me stupid, but
We like him when he's stupid.
We like him when
because
he's
I'm not
Yes.
as more intelligent than these guys. Ha ha ha.
Yeah,
Kidding.
these guys, right?
Ivy loves me, so either way, he
Yeah,
loves me for who I am.
Yeah, it's like
It's
I
your
was saying,
fucking generation who's gonna.
You don't.
Apparently, he's dumb enough to accept this shit.
Well, not him.
Not me.
Anyway.
He's a one-off.
Anyhow.
Anyhow, so I guess this about wraps. Shit
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
So yeah, my final words.
Confession? Say it right.
Est-ce que j'ai de la misère? Final confession is be whatever happened, man. Universal basic income. If you have passion or if you want to do something better, like I mean, if standards become 6, always try to give a 7 or an 8. There's also maybe you can be outside the standard and maybe then you'll make more money if it's possible.
Maybe be a 10.
But I mean, I'm optimistic about it. I don't think it's gonna happen. But if it happens, I mean, let's see it as
fucked.
all these robots are doing what we're supposed to do. Let's just do something else to make things better.
Fair enough. I have to say, call us. Yeah, call us. Like us,
phone
subscribe to us on YouTube. If you listen to us on iTunes, leave us a good review. And yeah, share Share us and spread the word.
Go ahead.
No, your turn.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
What do I say?
You don't have to say anything if you don't want
I
to.
just wanna. I hope it's like what Ivy said. It's a lot of money a week. You know what I mean?
It could be 100, it could be 100,000. It's the same
It's
thing.
not
No,
gonna
no,
be-
no. You know what I
Same
mean?
thing.
Like,
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
be nice if like everything's just fucking.
Then it
if
wouldn't
they
be
make it
universal basic income. It would be universal
income.
income.
Yeah, like if
That's
it was
great.
that, like you know,
But even then,
like just. It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna
It's just
work.
not gonna work. I stand by that. So I'm not worried at all. I ain't fucking worried.
I'm saying, do not be like that. Be worried about it because a lot of CEOs are clamoring for this thing.
The reason why I'm not worried is because I have faith in the people not fucking letting this happen.
It's not the people who run the shit, man, and you know this.
this has been a
My-
grim podcast
My
brought
final
to you by
confession
the Bastards
is
Council.
be worried about it. Don't worry about immigrants taking the jobs because there's no jobs for them to be taking. They're disappearing. Watch out
The immigrants are the jobs.
for the jobs.
And the immigrants.
Learn
No,
about the economy, how this stuff works, and see why the government giving us money, each the same amount, is not feasible. Just look at communism as another thing. Just because a robot's doing the work for you doesn't mean anything.
Right. What else do we have to say, Vin?
Well, to end that note, I can't fucking wait to go to Wildwood. I can't fucking wait to come back and show you all this shit. And
Yes.
I only got a couple of words to say
Why
to
only you?
Because it's what I do!
No, it's all of us.
No, it's not equal like that.
And you know what? I'm not saying anything.
Fine. Well, I only got a couple of words to say to you, and those are, see ya!
Motherfucker!
I just lost my job like that.
See, man?
And Godspeed.
Jono's being a little bitch.